Walk with me down these streets that call to me. Brother, don't you fall and bleed. Take a walk with me.
I breathe in. I want to break into the choreography of 88 black and white keys, yet struggle to find a composition of movement and sound.
Everyone, give it up for the artists. Give it to him. Give it to him.
The greatest symphonies are unexpected by their audiences. The greatest symphonies aren't played in concert halls, they're played in our streets by people coming together to create a movement so powerful that no one can help but stop and listen.
Good evening, Adrienne Arsht Center for the Performing Arts. This is the 10th anniversary of Piano Slam. It is an unimaginable joy and honor for me to be here on the stage of the Night Concert Hall, in this beautiful hall, having worked 10 years with Miami-Dade Public Schools and Miami-Dade County and the Arsht to present this wonderful program of creative writing, live performance in Miami-Dade Public Schools, and a real partnership between the arts and the curriculum in the schools, all supported by Miami-Dade County. So tonight you have such a show, such a celebration. We are going to see some of the greatest young talent and some of the greatest classical and hip hop and spoken word talent that comes from all over the world to perform with our young people tonight. But I want to tell you something, that over these 10 years, we could never have done the programs without the support of Miami-Dade County and Miami-Dade Cultural Affairs. If you don't know, I want to tell you right now, it is Miami-Dade County and it is Miami-Dade County's Cultural Affairs that underlies all, supports all, brings all the arts that we see here in Miami-Dade County. They bring it here at the Arsht, the opera, the ballet, the symphonies, and for all of us tonight, Piano Slam 10. And so I'd like to now welcome to the stage our Miami-Dade County Mayor, Mayor Carlos Jimenez.
Thank you so much. And with me is former chairman, now Commissioner Jean Monestein from District 2. Let's give him a round of applause. And Miami-Dade County is very proud to be able to sponsor this event and work with the Miami-Dade County Public School System to bring culture and arts to our children. And in light of what happened a couple of weeks ago in Broward County, it really brings home the thought that there is nothing more important than our children. And we always need to nurture them and make sure they have every single opportunity that they can. And so today, though, it's a happier occasion. We're celebrating the 10th anniversary of Piano Slam here, and great. But actually, the Dranoff 2 Piano Foundation is celebrating over 31 years of discovering new young talent and presenting musicians on the world's greatest concert stages. And I know that Piano Slam and Dranoff also touches 75,000 of our children in Miami-Dade County schools, high school children. And so because of that and because of the great work that you all do, I am now going to give you a proclamation, which is one of the cool things I do as mayor. Now therefore be resolved that I, Carlos Jimenez, Mayor of Miami-Dade County, Chairman Esteban Bobo Jr., and the members of the Board of County Commissioners, including Commissioner Monestein, on behalf of Miami-Dade County and this community, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, February 28th, 2018 as Dranoff's Piano Slam Day. Congratulations to you.
Well, I just want to add on behalf of all the parents whose children have attended or currently attend Miami-Dade County Public Schools, thank you for what you and your organization does on behalf of Miami-Dade County and for serving more than 75,000 children. Thank you so very much.
So thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Commissioner Monestein. Thank you all for being here. Okay, now, are we ready for Piano Slam 10? Let's do it.
revolve around the planet Venus. But you all revolve around me. What I hold in my left hand are rams, bulls, twins, crabs, lions, and innocents, which all represent an array of personalities that are limitless. What I carry in my right hand are scorpions, centaurs, goats, water bearers, and fish, whose personas go as deep as the Mariana Trench. But I fall in the very center, wrapping everyone in my arms so warm and tender. Some say I am the goddess of love, holding the master key to the door of everyone's heart, while my own is as hard as a rock, sealed with a lock, shielding it with the highest walls, and protecting it with the sharpest claws that are as pinpointed as a sharp. And though my scales may tilt, my harmony will never break. And as the snakes slither through the grass, I continue to keep my class as my temple inside loses patience like the sand in an hourglass. My ability to conform to any environment gives others a sense of enlightenment and peacefulness, allowing them to reflect on who they are and connect themselves with who they can be and view themselves based on what I see. And as the hurricanes form on the raging sea of my mind, indecisiveness decides to pick a fight with time, taking the talks away as World War III breaks out in my brain. You see, you all need me in your lives, just as a band needs a director, enforcing the sweet symphony that spills from everyone's heartstrings. You see, I am a Libra, filled with adventure, curiosity, and creativity. I am written in the stars with a powerful tune like an electric guitar.
Yang and yin are quite different from each other, but just because they are different, they're identical.
Life blinds death with hope as the process of life begins. Tiny atoms move at various interludes, bonding with each other, forming duets, creating a chorus of molecules and compounds, dancing a jig to form cells. The journey continues as an orchestra. Cells ensemble to form tissues. Tissues movement with each other form organs, just like tenors singing a cappella. As the symphony continues to play, organs combine and connect, bringing about various instruments called an organ system, moving to a rhythmic beat of life called a living organism. As life glissando through time, war begins. Death blinds life with hate. Cells are born and cells face death. The misery of death contacts life, stopping the beat in our hearts, designing a destiny in which existence ends.
Stars collide, different and alike. I look at myself as if I'm the wrong type of star. I'm different, some say unwanted. As I surf my galaxy, I get faster. running away from my fears and my problems. They can't see me once I'm gone. I stop running and I sit as this particle wave hits my knees, and I look in my mind and try to see what they find wrong with me. I can't hear anything except a melody of a siren calling me. I'm scared. I hear the high notes that fill my ears with fear. I notice I'm getting higher and higher. I'm drifting away from my life. I try to go back. I try to jump back down. I fall 1,000 feet up from the galaxy. I'm out, cold, suddenly awake. I try to get up, but I fall back down. I can't take it anymore. Suddenly, spontaneous combustion takes a hold of me. All my emotions explode out, filling the atmosphere. The roller coaster of emotions has a theme song, the screech of a piano key, and the silence that comes with it.
It puzzles one how two musical instruments can intertwine and create a beautiful piece of prepossessing art filling your eardrums. The ever so slight tone of one sustaining pedal, contrasting with the several thrums of the wooden percussion instrument, create a yin-yang effect that will leave you wanting more. The contrast the alluring music gives off is complex, having many parts with many different dimensions, while the hums turn into tense, emotional, drawn-out notes. They will eventually turn into the raucous chatter of people talking and clapping. The bowing, the show, the lights, the crowd is just like the story told by the exquisite pianists. They differentiate each other in the best way possible, by connecting. But in the end, they all make one masterpiece. The night turns somber once the attracting music ceases. Artists go behind the drapes, yet never come back out again. The amphitheater that was once congested is now unoccupied with patrons whistling and howling. Now the theater is dusky, plastered with the sign "Close" at the front door. Everyone will continue to itch for more as they come to the conclusion that the show is over. It was a memorable experience. Yes, indeed it was, as the performance was powerful and compelling, like waves washing along the shore. The melodic pianos working together yet opposing each other create a memorable magnum opus that you will forever cherish.
Poetry is the hand in a branch, the forest in a tree, the playground in a smile. Poetry is a battle in the heart, escapes silence on a street corner, beyond city limits, a whole town busy with the noise of themselves. It is us sitting in the quiet of our awe, witnessing the monuments of music in the shapes of children, possibly a protest. It is a dance with words, the march, the movement in a flailing body. Poetry is a wayward love about the world. Strumming the air, we chant tiny songs from our mortal mouths, singing away cemented borders, crossing boundaries and bodies. Who will save us from our aging comfort, if not the future? falling forward, stumbling toward a sky scribbled with wings. Be a child again. This room is a field of fireflies. All around you is a light. Each word is a dance, a poem. Rinse is us as we ebb beyond definition, beyond campaigns, beyond talking points. Poetry is the push and the pull, the swing and the sway of an inner voice. It is an honest word. It is truer than truth. It is truer than right or wrong. It is the labor of our love, the radical fight for our care. It is the horror of our hurt. It is listening for a healing. Poetry we need now more than ever. Poetry is a life through prose-colored lenses.
Our meeting was like a superposition. We met, there was resonance. Did not care for duration, only for your very affection. I am okay with amplitude, because no matter the distance, no matter the solitude, I will always express gratitude. People call it a phase. Just like a standing wave, we have our own frequency. Better yet, consistency. But in the end, you may believe to have your own tempo, and you're scared of our love's diminuendo. There's no need to worry. There's no need to hurry. We will remain in unison, in our own unique rhythm, never diminished.
My life is a broken watch. The face is cracked, the leather band's torn, and the metals turned green. My watch is broken, but the hands still dance and the gears still twirl, and somehow it manages to perform. My watch hangs in the balance of discord and harmony. It lays battered on my wrist, but it still keeps tempo. Tick, 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 sempre più. Tick, tick, tick. A Dante without missing a beat. Tick, tick, tick. The grand symphony of these two hands making music throughout the day and throughout the night.
I try to be as loud echo, telling myself to be who I want to be, not to be who you want me to be. They keep pulling my screens, telling me to speak softly, like a ballet dancer's gentle feet. But I stand up, I speak loudly and say no. I want someone to hear my voice. I want them to know how I feel. I want to take a solo flight and be a strong black woman. I want to be. Not living in a fantasy, not to be who you want me to be. I had no father growing up, just a soft lullaby of my mother's voice. Can you not hear the soft tune of melody I play, or the soft beat of my heart's drum? It's like I'm in a glass of shell, I can't come out. Boom, it breaks. When I was about 10, I heard the beat of my dad's heart for the first time. I remember the melody of my sister's voice, saying how it was so fun to grow up with him. At this moment, these tears I drop, I will continue to feature this tune on repeat. Father, can you hear me? You breathe the air I breathe. You play with my heartstrings like a violin. Will you see me in bed for my forgiveness? I look back and see that I had no father figure growing up. That is just a fantasy, an echo of my inner thoughts.
Noi volamo. Together, we fly. Through life's trials and tribulations, we are inspirations. Allow my words to be symphonies to your hearts, and let them be morte forte, not molto morbido. Let us rise to be the best we could be. We are not dancing silhouettes obeying society. We are the notes on the piano ranging from fortissimo to pianissimo. We are the future, and we are beauty hidden behind beasts. Our words form to symphonic notes, shatter tapestries. Allow me to brush away your tears and fill the cracks in your veneers. Come, let's share con tutto il mondo. Da mi el orecchio e duo core. But alas, chamber music falls from the heavens. We are so much stronger than they can imagine. Teardrops fall from the sky as we try to wash the injustice from the streets. Our world is like a burletta, a joke. We break from casting, try to be everlasting, breaking the habit of being weak-minded. We are the in-between mixed breeds. We are dreamers who've captured our dreams, molded them into reality, witnessing them form into goals unlike a maestro. And at the flick of the wrist, we've accomplished the amazing. We are amazing. Many people try to taint our thoughts, dim our light, but we soar higher where they can't reach us. So let's raise our voice high, inquire, but I must inquire, what do you desire? Will you lend me your voices and hands so we all can understand? May we stand together, unito, y tiemble el mundo. And if all else fails, together we fall, con tutta libera.
I suppose the apple that does not fall far from the tree has no plot of soil to root itself in, which is to say, no two trees can be planted with the same roots, pointed towards the same sky, without overshadowing one another. So when I say, my mother and I are different, I would like it to mean that we are both growing. Where she sees a mountain of melody to be conquered, all I see is another missing interlude I cannot cross. Where I see a velvet silence, all she sees is the missing music. I, if nothing else, have tried so hard to come to terms with the fact that my compositions will never be classical. They will always be written. I suppose not all of us were meant to translate love into music notes. I suppose some of us were born clumsy, voices falling flat and souls stepping on the wrong beat, and yet, I hope my wit is sharper than the notes I can't hit. I hope my hands can make up for all my hips cannot swing. I hope she is still proud of me. For the same reasons, she will never not be a dancer. Her body forever bending into a decrescendo, hair loose like a shifting halo, framing eyes that have already flirted with this ensemble. She knows notes like she plucked them from the piano herself. I know her heart swells with every hip swing and head bob. She knows my heart breaks, not with misstep, but with every missing comma. I know she cries at my recitals, and I hope she knows I will always be her chorus of applause. We are but two voices of one same bloodline, of not one happy medium, but two, destined to exist in perfect polar movement, branching into different spheres of artistry. We have not been planted in the same patch of passion. So when I say, our roots dig into different tomorrows, I would like it to mean that we will both continue to grow.
Every day I've been going around and
Singers often rewrite pieces in order to piece together the right melody. But when I looked in the mirror, my tune always sounded a little off key. I tried my best to piece together each and every harmony, but I never saw any good in the outer part of me. Shame, shame, shame. I have this head of hair that I can't seem to tame. It coils up and I can't change it like a character on a video game. It isn't Light or Aria, yet I'm filled with euphoria because I don't need permission to define my definition. And just like a musician with his personal composition, I'm okay with being different. My body curves like the slides on a French horn. Thin waist, perfect face, that's not how I was born. Everyone wants to achieve that hourglass figure. Keep your stomach flat and them thighs getting bigger. The audience yell to have a role in vanity. So I plug into a song or I'll lose my sense of sanity. Songs, yes, songs. Like a king to his Kong, like a druggie to his bong. Music, it keeps me strong in the duration of my prolonged weakness. In this world, when I just had enough and things seem like they've gotten too tough, I listen for the sweet sound of the trombone, and it helps me realize I'm never alone.
I yearn for your touch, how I crumble under it, how I await for you to look at me, to smile as we once did. I see twinkling stars, galaxies afar. I reach out, hoping one of them is you. Your touch like fire breathing down against my flesh. I know I can't have it. I shouldn't have it. Still, I yearn for it. Your eyes piercing against my iron covers like needles digging into bones. A pain that will never stop. My hurt builds up. All my words muffled by the tears I try to hold in. My cheeks used to fill with delight. Now dull and emotionless. A war playing symphonies in my head, my tears gliding down my cheeks in patterns. Drip, drip, drip. Isn't this a game after all? Like building blocks scattering in a dancing flame. Can't you see? You have finally won.
Nature is like a beautiful place filled with music. As you walk through nature's beauty, you can hear the sounds of joy, love, happiness, and peace. When you hear this, it makes you want to dance to the rhythm and the beat. As I hear these sounds, I watch how everything around me grows. The trees, flowers, birds, and animals all dance around while hearing the sounds of harmony, of joy and harmony. It makes everyone want to stay and smile as nature keeps growing. And as they experience how pretty and beautiful nature is, they never want it to be destroyed. If nature ever gets destroyed or dies, there will never be any happiness, joy, peace, love, or harmony. And if there's none of that, then everyone will feel pain, suffering, death, depression, and sadness. So that's why we need nature and music in our lives.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel.
want to dedicate this poem to the students who have lost their lives across this country over senseless violence. This poem is called The Young. The young know no boundaries. We quake the earth under our tongues and spit whirlwinds for lynch pendulums of our yesterdays, dream for better days. Sometimes mothers free hummingbirds from their rib cage, and they don't always learn the art of flying. In our youth, we listen to the world laugh at the sport of us dying. Seafarer of prisons we be, in arm's reach of reality. How dare they ask us to leave this scene of the crime where there is no rhythm to the rhyme of a dead heartbeat. Let us speak, for the slaves still dance in the soul train at the bottom of the sea. How we marching against warfare with chopped feet, deaf ears, and no voice to speak. They take our freedoms and our minds and our right to bleed. So I nail my pumping heart with a pen and I write to bleed. Children slit their wrists everywhere to be like Jesus and exist a fisherman of fish in the sea. Mothers raise their children to become flowers but then become their weeds. Attached at the womb, boys grow into men but they never leave, trying to fit back in and make a belly rotate a sun around the world 360 degrees. We pass our failures on to our youth and expect them to follow the lead. Ritualizing our death, rocking skulls and bones in our chests. Greek Nike checks, they want to bury us alive like Masons, and I wouldn't be surprised if I died for what I'm saying. Life's a game and I've been playing. I ain't got time to be tired. I'm not fighting for freedom or justice. I'm fighting for my soul. Sold, lingering on wires like converses between telephone poles above hood concrete where we bleed, cooing and whisper. We speak from our graves because our freedom of speech is buried and encaged in the prisons they breed. The world, I used to think I could save it, but I grew up on a block where it was easy to fall through the cracks in the pavement. I earned my poetic license so that I could say things. Haunted by the blood in me because a junkie father raped it. I used to live my whole life jonesing to change it, rebelling against my mind because I got so used to our enslavement. I share my soul on a stage in hopes to get young people off their slave ships, and to the adults you've just witnessed an old soul's reincarnation, how we quiver and cringe at the sight of an Iraqi nation. Children strapping their hearts to bombs as if God didn't say anything, how he will send shields and swords in our wombs and we will face it. So when a child comes to you with a fist full of questions, bloody knuckles and all, and asks you why her heart is so cold, why her fingers are so numb, how are we all going to answer her?
You are night. Night that shines no light to keep what is hidden, unannounced, unheard, and unseen. I am day. Day that captures anyone on their worst day with a smile plastered on their face to show what is concealed. The mastered art of not showing your true emotions. You like black. Black, a color that disguises a stain on a dirty shirt. I like white. White, a color that can have no flaws as it captures the attention of everyone like a flashlight in a dark theater. Silent and still, you are a predator watching over its prey, choosing when to attack. Wild and crazy, I am the girl with the dragon tattoo. You are trapped in a box that remains closed due to your inability to solve a riddle that will grant you freedom. I'm outside that box due to my childlike mind and ability to not overthink situations. You are a blazing fire, a Katniss Everdeen with no Hunger Games. I'm the cool rushing water that moisturizes the soil, causing growth. You are the whispers in the winds that can only be heard by individuals who are divergent. I'm the dancing flowers in the meadows that perform with those who are convergent. You're crazy. The life of the party and the after party. I'm calm, a bookworm in the corner of a silent library. You and me, the best of friends, complete opposites, magnets connected. We need each other to remain balanced or we will fall like the Twin Towers. Together, we are inseparable. Together, we are yin and yang.
Miami is a county that's born from diversity, one whose music plays with great intensity, but amidst the intervals in pitches and tones lies a message that is deeply sown, a message that resonates deep in everyone's soul, a message that makes us all whole, a message that wipes out sorrow, that pierces our hearts like arrows, deriving from music that defies segregation, music that advocates for unity, music that has an endless duration. For those that face regional displacement, the music of Miami can help them move on from this phase, one that traps them like a maze born from newfound confusion and estrangement, quickly replaced by musical and cultural variation that places them in equilibrium. In the end, the music of Miami shows us a much larger scope, one that provides us with overpowering hope.
my song is too slow for your tempo. And I know that this note is too oblong for you to hold since you couldn't take a chance to breathe with me. You drowned us in the sounds of our frustrations because you didn't think my legato was beautiful enough, and the vibrato in your yells told me so. But I'm not the one to blame. I am unnamed, and you left me that way. 1,000 echoes from a chorus of poets can't move me like one ballad from you can. But I tried to reach you. Tried to teach you, didn't I? Tried to introduce you to Badula Oblongata and Mali music, but you had your headphones turned up to the max. You had Kodak in your iTunes. Your eyes had been too easily tuned into the shudder of gunshots, framed by the sirens, lenses too blurred to count the pictures worth of 1,000 words on blast. Yet you hung my playlist at the end of the queue like a triangle dangling in an orchestra pit. I should have known this wouldn't last. When you tried to write a 2-2 composition on a 4-4 staff, you placed your accidentals in between my notes as if it were okay for you to attempt to fix what wasn't broken. Cutting at the strings of my harp, or shall I say my heart, to make them shorter. It was your effort to pave a shortcut to the sacred instrument kept on the shelf. No one knew the ring or the sound of its pitch, but I did. Let you come just close enough to tinker with the metronome of my mind. I wasn't ready for change. Our keys weren't even the same, yet I let you pick the lock without knowing my own time frame. I didn't even know that my piece had a name.
There is music in the way you walk, because only you can walk your walk. There is music in voices talking all together at once. Soprano, alto, tenor, and bass notes, all sinking into a cacophony of confusion. There's music in the expression of art that, no matter how strange, speaks to the soul. There's music in the graffiti of downtown Miami, and there's music in la comida at a family gathering. There's music in a different Spanish, a culture that's different from your own, so you love it. There's music in the stories abuela cuenta. And there's music in your mom saying, "Que te pego con la chancleta." There's music in the way a bachata must be played at every single wedding. And there's music in the way every happy moment has sadness, and every sad moment has happiness. There's music in the way that we look at ourselves in the mirror and we say, "You can do it," even if we don't believe it. There's music in the way that people tell us that we're not good enough, and they talk and talk and talk and talk, and you just want them to stop. There's music in that silence, in that time when your brain is at rest. There's music in the sweat of perseverance. And there's music in the labored breaths of hard work. There's music in the struggle of immigrants, that cry of leaving your country so that your children may have a better life. There's music in the convex and concave curves of our bodies that move in sync when we dance. There's music in the history of Miami and the history that is to come. There's music in Miami's breath, each one more exciting than the last, each breath moving forward from the past. It's us. It's you, and it's you, and you, and you, and you, and me. We
are the music of the world. The music of the world is a cacophony. It's different, it blends. It's the opposite of harmony. The world is a record player, and we're all different CDs. We use our words to make a difference, the difference we want to see. We speak in rhymes, pouring out our hearts. We're connected, even though we're apart. We are all a part of something. That higher order that calls out to all of us, even though we're individuals, even though we're asynchronous. There's music in the cacophony of our world. The love, the hate, the peace, the wars. We are what make the world special. To life, to culture, all of us are essential.
I've been hearing symphonies. Before all I heard was silence. A rhapsody for you and me. And every melody is timeless. Life was stringing me along. Then you came and you cut me loose. Was solo singing on my own. Now I can't find the key without you. And now your song is on repeat. And I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I feel incomplete. So if you want the truth, I just wanna be part of your symphony. We
Mateo Goma, Larnu, Ronald Reagan, Doral Senior High. Fuck.
Caitlin Geis of Dr. Michael Croft. Janai Bashada Juketua Center.
Marian Hernandez from Hialeah High.
Angie Lopez, Coral Gables Senior High.
Kayla Fennis, Miami Norland.
Lilia Beltran, Kinloch Park Middle School. Tanisha Richards at Horseman Middle School.
Allison Mark, Homestead Senior High.
Mateo Santos, Ronald Reagan, Doral Senior High.
Kimari Willis, Miami Northwestern Senior High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, Executive Director, Drain Off 2 Piano Foundation, Carlene Sawyer.
And the artists of Piano Slam 10. This has been an incredible evening. Let's thank these fantastic pianists, Duo Travella, Daniele and Davide Travella. And the beats of DJ Cardi.
DJ Cardi.
Fantastic, wonderful choreography of Augusto Soledad and brass dance. And leading us all the way through with pop and more pop is Mr. Andrew Mojica. The absolutely beautiful and wonderful words of our poet tonight, Miss Aja Monet. This kind of performance could not happen with great professional without great professional artists, great professional leadership that's been with these young people throughout the entire time. And that started with our assistant director, Mr. Darius Daughtry. And live from New York City, from Broadway, the leader, the maestra of this evening, Ms. Taya Alagish, our director. This couldn't happen without so many partnerships. But this is the 10th year of Piano Slam, the 10th year of our being here in the Arch. This is an amazing partnership. I just want to thank the CEO, Mr. John Richard, for being such a great partner, his staff, his technical people, and this beautiful hall for the 10 years we have been here, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. You're right. In addition to that, I would just like to say the partnerships that have built around this, we were in 20 schools this year. We were in 47 schools with students. And all around, Steinway brought fantastic pianists from school to school to school. And so our artists and these young people get to hear this great art on Steinway pianos. And I have to thank them for that partnership. The truth is that we find greatness and excellence in identifying new talent through competition at Dranoff. And that's a very important model. People working so hard. These young people, Daniela and Davide Travella, they are gold medal winners of the Dranoff competition. But we have such great examples in this community, and a partnership that we have loved and valued and has the biggest cool factor in all of Miami-Dade are our great partners with the winniest Miami Heat. So let's thank our Miami Heat. They have taught us what it's like to have vision, to have persistence, and they have shared that with these young people. And I want to thank the Miami Heat for all of that. One more thing. before we get on to what you're all waiting for is who is the winner of all these young people. There's so many people that come together for all of this. There are people who bring these young people from all parts of the county to their rehearsals, to everything to make happen. And those people, they're the rock stars of Piano Slam. And they're all here tonight. And I'd like to thank them and the Piano Slam committee for getting all of these people on stage along with our artists. So please give these people a round of applause. One more very personal and very professional thank you I'd like to make for myself and for the bottom of my heart. And that's to Miss Deborah Magdalena, who is our Director of Education and Outreach at Piano Slam this year, but she also brought together all the teachers, and now she's brought together all the students, and that's a great part of why we're here. So Miss Deborah, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And for just a tiny bit more suspense, when you're a volunteer, when you invest in a community, you make a huge difference. And I would like to thank personally Ms. Gabrielle Fiorentino as the president of the board of Dranoff and all of the directors of the Dranoff Foundation, because 10 years, it's been absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much. So here they all are. They're standing from stage left to stage right. All these awards supported by all the people who brought you here. Tonight, the awards are also sponsored by a very important artistic organization in our community, and that's the Betsy Hotel, Mr. Jonathan Plutzig, and Miss Leslie Goldwasser, and Christopher Nail Foundation for supporting the prizes for all these young people for tonight. So, here we are. After months and months of writing, rehearsing, working with these great professional artists from all over the world. Our first prize this evening, we're going to give for middle school. For middle school, all county in English, from Charles Drew, Miss Janaya Bass! Janaya! Janaya Bass! It's pretty amazing. It is. It's fantastic. And thanks to Miami-Dade Public Schools and the University of Miami and the Carth Project, we have a science track. And our middle school winner this year from Leisure City K through 8, Jean-Paul Alonso! Yes, it's fantastic. Yes, Jean-Paul. And now to high school. First place in science, all county. Put your fingers in your ears from Miami Norland High, Khadijah Johnson. One last prize, celebrating bringing to Miami-Dade County at the Adrian Arch Center for the Performing Arts, celebrating 10 years, all county in English, from John A. Ferguson Senior High, Micaela Rocha Correa. Being here tonight, but one more thing. Get ready for Piano Slam